Hello, I've just logged on again, just a little bit early, just to give people a chance to come on. And I think we've got quite a few people that were really interested in joining tonight's workshop. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Really beautiful to see you. We're just going to give everybody some time just to log on. I am so excited about this beautiful workshop, which is, I just feel, is so needed. Great, everybody's logging on. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Really lovely to see all of you, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. Really wonderful, really, really wonderful. Brilliant, everyone's coming on. How fantastic. Great. I hope everybody's really okay and doing well today. I don't know about you. Obviously, there's so much going on in the world at the moment, and I think it doesn't actually matter where you are or what country you are living in. The energies are incredibly, incredibly tense, and a lot of people are feeling it. A lot of people are feeling it, and this is why it's so important for me to continue with these beautiful workshops, just to share some vital tools that can support not just our mental health but our overall well-being. For those of you that didn't join in last week, I was basically just explaining how I got to the point of deciding to do weekly workshops. It was complete guidance. My angels encouraged me to. I woke up really early in the morning and it was like, right, I've got to start doing this. It was real deep intuitive guidance. And I am so glad that I've gone and done it, because just after last week's workshop, I had such positive feedback. And so, we can never get enough information and enough tools to support our overall well-being. So that's what I really want to be doing for everybody, and I just think this is a really great place to start. So thank you so much for joining. For those of you that are new to the workshops, I just want to introduce myself to you and let you know a little bit about myself and how I got to this point, teaching and sharing mindfulness techniques and tools. Well, my name is Casca Graham. Okay, I am a mindfulness and mental health coach. I teach mental health first aid, and I have been teaching mindfulness for years to children, teenagers and adults. I have a background of mental health issues myself, and I was diagnosed with ADHD as a little girl at the age of 5, which made education very complicated for me, and was always just considered to be a very naughty little girl. But actually nobody knew what to do with a little girl who was like ping, 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 ping. And to be honest, I haven't really changed. My brain doesn't ever switch off, and I'm always bouncing and jumping around from one place to the other, but I have learned to manage it. And that is why I want to share these tools, because we are complete slaves to our brains, and everything that goes on in our mental and emotional body manifests into physical illness. And the reason why I want to emphasize on that is because I want you to now just think about a time where you have had some thoughts that have kind of not been very comfortable or not been very welcome. And I want you to just think about how your body responds to that, okay? And I don't know about you, but normally for me, everything goes to my solar plexus and to my stomach, okay? So whenever I have triggering thoughts or memories, everything goes here. Okay, now we all respond differently to thoughts and stress. Stress normally begins in the head and then kind of goes to that point just where the head meets the neck. All right, and it sits there, and then it starts moving around to the different parts of the body. And people hold stress in all different parts of their body because we're all different beautiful beings, and we all operate slightly differently. A lot of people hold it in their shoulders, some do it in their lower back, and the places that we store stress is all down to what we've been through in this lifetime. It's also down to our frame of reference. So, there's all different reasons why we hold stress in different parts of our body, okay? And what we want to do, the ultimate goal really is to be able to go, hang on a sec, I want to be able to control this. I don't want it to completely take over my life, because it can be really debilitating. And anybody here that suffers with any type of mental health condition, be it anxiety or depression or whatever it is, you will know that it can become really debilitating. And for me, I used to really suffer with anxiety. It took me a long time to realize exactly what was happening with my body. I'm what most people would call empathic. So I'm like a sponge. I just absorb everything that goes on around me. Hence why when I was a little girl, I just used to ping around. I'm an absorber, I'm a sponge. And a lot of the people that I know these days are like, oh, that's what it is. It wasn't even my own thoughts, because you might be picking up on other people's energy, and that is what being an empath is, okay? And again, that's a whole different workshop. But what I'm saying is, when you are a sponge, it kind of interferes with your own energy and your own emotions. And this is what can promote and kind of encourage anxiety. And it can be really debilitating. Okay, and that leads me now on to the next part of what this workshop is going to be about today, because I want to talk to you about emotional attachments, okay, and how they affect us. And they often can come, they can show themselves in anxiety, in depression, in all sorts of things. It can lead us to addictive behaviors, really unhealthy coping mechanisms. And so if there's a way that you can release this, why not? Okay. And today I really want to share those tools with you. So let's talk about these attachments and what they are. Okay. So as a being, we have our physical body, okay, our mental body, and we have an emotional body. All right. And the emotional body is the bit that we can't see. So it's the bit that's kind of just gotten forgot. Like, people forget about it. People don't think, oh, because we can't see it, it doesn't exist. But here's the thing. Absolutely every single thing that we go through in our lives starts in the emotional body. Okay, so it goes into the emotional body first, and then it manifests itself to either physical or mental illness. Okay. These things that go on in our emotional body can become attachments, okay? And they can be attachments to people, places, and situations from our past, our present, and our future. So you think about it, that's absolutely massive, okay? So let's talk about an emotional attachment to a person. So I'm just going to give examples now, okay? Because we're all human beings. We've all had similar experiences in regards to relationships, to colleagues, to family. But I'm going to use a relationship, a romantic relationship, for example. So initially, when you meet, it's all really beautiful, it's really powerful, there's lots of connection, and the time that you spend together usually is quite beautiful. You learn a lot of lessons from each other, you grow, you develop, and then if that relationship has come to a time where it's time to part ways, human beings do a really, we do this thing where we try and dramatize it. The ending becomes quite a tragic situation, when actual fact it's because the time is up. The time for those two people needs to kind of separate, okay? But we do this thing and it becomes quite tragic, and he said, she said, and it can become a bit toxic, and sometimes we stay together longer than what we should, and so it all starts getting a bit unhealthy. And when I talk about toxic, it's that toxic energy that can become the attachment, okay? So then the time has come for that relationship to go and part and move separate ways. That person could move to the other side of the world, all right? So physically you're disconnecting from them, and kind of mentally, because you're still going to have a few memories, you know, but you're trying to disconnect mentally. Energetically, you're still connected. There's an emotional attachment that is still there, all right? And that is the thing that can then slowly start manifesting into a physical illness. And often, if you've experienced a toxic relationship and you're lucky enough to have kind of separated from it, you will know that when you have memories of that relationship and you go back to that space, you can sometimes feel it in various parts of your body. You know, you might go, oh God, that didn't feel really good, because you've had a memory, okay? And that's the attachment there. That is what we're trying to clear, okay? Another type of attachment is a situation, okay? And it's exactly the same, but it's, you know, it's situational, all right? So you could, be exposed to something really, really, really traumatic. Many of us have. And often that can lead to post-traumatic stress syndrome. For those of you that don't know what post-traumatic stress syndrome is, PTSD, it's where something has happened to you that has been so significant and so traumatic that later on in life, even if the smallest thing is connected to what happened, your whole being can shut down, okay? You just go into complete and utter shutdown. That is an emotional attachment. Now, you know, there is other work that we need to do when we've been exposed to trauma and grief and all sorts of things. There is other work that we can do. But please understand that the first place to start is to release the emotional attachment on an energetic level, okay? And tonight we are going to do a guided meditation, and I'm going to take you through the steps on how you can release these emotional attachments. And then you will have the tools to be able to do this on your own. The video is going to be shared so you can keep it, you can watch it whenever you want to do it. And the really beautiful thing about this meditation and about this process and technique is that you can do it anytime, any place, any space. Exactly like last week when we were talking about mindfulness and connecting to the present moment through the sense of hearing. There doesn't need to be a specific time or place that you do it. You can do it any place, because all of these exercises can be done with the eyes open. They can all be done fairly quickly in the mind. But for these workshops, I really wanted to go nice and slowly. I want you to really feel the process of the work being done. And then as you become more confident with the processes, you can do them whenever you like. And the other really beautiful thing is you can share these with people that you feel really need to release emotional attachments. And let me tell you, everybody does, because it's part of our human experience. It's who we are. But we want to ultimately be lighter. Okay, we don't want to feel a heavy load and a heavy burden. And what I was saying earlier about the emotional body, we can't see it, so people don't even care about it. It's like, okay, you know, we can see the physical. So, you know, we've got a rash on our arm, so we're going to go to the doctor and we're going to get cream and we're going to put it on the rash, okay? And the rash is going to go away, but then it's going to come back, okay? It's because the cause has not been dealt with. All right, the emotional attachment that is causing that rash hasn't been dealt with, okay? So what we're doing here is we're actually going to the absolute core. Often when we do this work, things may surface that you didn't even know were there. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's you establishing a much deeper connection to yourself and who you are. And, you know, if stuff is surfacing or if memories are surfacing, it might be that there's a bit of clearing that needs to take place. It's like, wow, okay, thank you for revealing to me what I need to know about myself and what work needs to take place, okay? We have spent years and years and years suppressing and running away from all the things that make us feel really, really uncomfortable, okay? But our body is an amazing tool. It lets us know when things are not right. But we don't listen. Ow, I'm in pain, I'm going to quickly take a pill. Ow, I keep getting recurring headaches, I've got to go to the doctor. It's all things like that, please. And I'm not saying going to the doctor is bad, but what I'm saying is our body lets us know when things are not right in our world. Okay, and I'm not just talking about our physical world, I'm talking about our entire world. Our body speaks, but we have become really disconnected and we don't listen. And as we move more into mindfulness, and there will be more workshops on this topic, but as we move more into mindfulness, so we realize, hang on a sec, instead of running away from the pain, I actually want to sit with it, because I want to understand why my body is responding the way it is. Why am I in pain? Why is my lower back constantly in pain? Instead of going, oh, I haven't got time for this, I need to take a pill and sort it out. Hey, your beautiful body's doing a job. It's going, listen, there's stuff that needs some work. There's stuff that's out of alignment. And this, when we start to adopt a more mindful approach to life, it goes across the whole spectrum. We are talking about having a mindful approach to absolutely everything in our life and building up a bond and a connection with ourselves so that we're like, hang on, my lower back is sore. I'm going to just sit with this for a while and understand what my body's trying to tell me about my life at this moment. Whoa. And when we start doing that, the results are just incredible. They're absolutely incredible, because that physical response began from an emotional attachment. Okay, so we are going to learn to clear emotional attachments now. So I invite you now to join me. Please make sure you are seated or lying down and you are nice and comfortable. If you've got a little blanket, because if you're in England and probably America as well, it is freezing. For those of you in South Africa, it's getting nice and warm out there. But just make sure you are comfortable. Always remembering that when we do this work, our body temperature tends to drop. It's pretty normal, okay? Often our feet get a bit cold as well, and maybe the hands. So just make sure you are nice and comfortable, okay? And we're going to begin by connecting to the breath. So just join me now by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and pulling it right down into your diaphragm and into your tummy. When we are breathing correctly, the stomach should be moving out, okay? Next week, the workshop is going to be all about breath, the importance of breath, and how to really utilize our breath to the best advantage, okay? And again, in through the nose, pulling it all the way down into the tummy. And just gently close your eyes now. And just start breathing as you normally breathe. Not trying to change the breath in any way, you're just being aware of it. So really feel the breath as it goes into your nostrils and into your body. What we're doing here now is using our breath as a tool to bring us into the present moment. If you find your mind is wandering, that's okay. Just gently bring it back to your breath. Always coming back to the breath. We're going to connect to the ground now. Just feel the ground underneath your body. If you're seated, feel it through your seated base. And if you're lying down, just feel it underneath your whole body. Just feel your connection to the ground. And just really feel the gravitational pull now, pulling you towards Mother Earth. Still remembering to breathe. Breath and ground. We're going to start connecting to the body now. So feel the muscles in your head and your face. Neck and shoulders. Arms and hands. Chest and stomach. Your back. Hips. Your seated base. Your legs. And your feet. And just connect now to your whole body. Just feel the density of your physical being. Breath, ground, body. Just sit in this space for a moment. Breath, ground, body. And again, if you find your mind wandering, gently bring it back to breath, ground, body. We're taking our awareness out now and connecting to the emotional body. This is the area surrounding your physical body. I want you now to just feel the air surrounding your body. Might take some getting used to, but you can't get this wrong. So just try and take your awareness out now, connecting to the emotional body, feeling the air surrounding your physical body. And I'd like you just to get a really good feel of what this is like. For many of you, this will be the first time you've actually connected to the emotional body. So just enjoy the sensations. Welcome the newness of it all. And during this beautiful meditation, the words that are said on behalf of everybody here this evening or today. I release all negative emotional attachments from my past, my present, and my future. My emotional body feels lighter. I feel lighter. Just connecting to the breath, feeling the lightness of the air around your body. I set myself free from all emotional attachments that do not serve my highest good. I am free. Still remembering to breathe. And just stay in this beautiful space now, feeling your breath, feeling the lightness, and just enjoy a little bit of drumming that I'm going to play to you as you're in this beautiful state of relaxation. And just still keep focusing on your breath. And the lightness of your body. Feeling the ground underneath you. And just start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. You might want to give your shoulders a little shrug. And when you're ready, gently bring yourself back and open your eyes. And some of you may feel that your mouth and your throats might be a little bit dry. That's perfectly normal. Just make sure you have some water. And again, the water is not just if your mouth feels dry. It's really good to always have a glass of water after any meditation, because there's deep-seated healing that takes place that most of us aren't even aware of. And water is a purifier. It helps us detox because, as I mentioned before, everything that we do with the emotional body is directly linked to the physical body. So when we do any emotional detoxes, the physical body responds as well. Okay, so drink lots of water, have lovely tea, be gentle with yourself, all right? That beautiful meditation makes you feel so much lighter. It brings you into the present moment, and it just releases you from stuff that's probably weighing you down that you didn't even know was there. Some of you do know it's there, but there's a lot of stuff that we're like, whoa, you've surfaced and I don't know about it. When you're doing this on your own as well, you can spend a lot longer in meditation and just working through it. And as you're there, honoring things that come up. So if there's any thoughts or feelings or emotions, we're not trying to suppress those. We want to acknowledge them. We want to see them. But here's the thing, we don't want to hold on to them, because when we are practicing mindfulness, the minute we hold on to something, it becomes almost like a film or a movie, and it starts taking over. When we're doing mindfulness, we don't want to hold on to anything. We want to acknowledge it, recognize it, but then let it go. And there's a really beautiful saying that I'm going to share with you tonight, and it's like, allow your thoughts to visit, but don't offer to make them tea. And that is exactly what we're doing here. We are acknowledging, recognizing, letting go. And the best way to practice that is through breath. And next week I'm going to emphasize the importance of breath, how to breathe properly, because you'll be absolutely surprised at how many people are walking around not breathing properly, and how our breath is the main function for eliminating toxic waste from our body. And a lot of people don't even realize that, okay? They think, oh, okay, you know, I've got to breathe in and out. And actually, the amount of waste that comes out of our body through breath is really important. And if you think about how many people are not breathing properly or using their full lung capacity, if you really think about what I'm just saying, it's like, whoa, okay, we need to be filling up those lungs, those beautiful lungs, allowing them to do their job properly, so that we can release all the toxic waste that's not serving us any longer. Exactly like the emotional attachments, releasing what no longer serves us, okay? So the body works exactly the same in the mental, emotional, and physical. And it's all about releasing and getting rid of all the waste that we don't need anymore. So I really hope that that tonight's workshop was useful to you, and it's just an absolute honor to share this with you. And I will explain more information about next week's workshop when I create the event. It is so beautiful to see so many of you, and thank you so much for joining on. Please remember that I'm always available for questions. Just message me directly on Facebook. For those of you that connect to me through my website, you feel free to message me through there. If I don't get back to you immediately, please don't worry. I will always get back to you. It just might take a little longer than normal. But I'm here for support. I'm here for guidance, and really here just to help you on your mindfulness journey, and just to kind of have the tools to support your own mental health. So thank you so much, and I'm sending you all so much love. For those of you in America, my heart and my soul is with you. You've been in my thoughts massively for the last 24 hours, sending so much love and light to you. And for the rest of you all over the world, the same, sending so much love and light to all of you. And please take care, and I shall hopefully see you next week. Bye.